Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing one final video today. If I might be released today, I don't know. Anyways, this one is about Generation X. Something I'm on the. Some people consider me on the cusp of it, Xennial or whatever, or Generation X proper. It's kind of like being someone that's born in '62 or '61 is like, are they a or are they a boomer, or are they a Generation X? So, anyways, this one's kind of involved with some of the generational things that have happened that I've observed, and you can call me an asshole by pointing this out, but I'm just going to be honest here. So, I think there's definitely like a bias. And like this weird thing that I've noticed of people of my generation and a little bit older, where metal music is seen as, and maybe a little, I'm talking about this certain, between like 77 through like 80, maybe 81 or 82, people born within that period of time. And this isn't always everybody that I meet, but this has been a thing, and even I've heard anecdotal stories about this happening with people. One of my friends I grew up with, he's like, yeah, my neighbor used to like metal. He's like into rap. He's like, I don't know why I was, he's like, oh, I was into that stuff when I was younger. I grew out of it. And this is kind of a sequel to my infamous grew out of metal thing from my blog from like 2010 or whatever. But I guess it's kind of one of these things that I've seen. And I don't understand, why did I say it like that? I don't understand, like, if you're that passionate about something, why do you grow out of it? If you like something that much. I mean, I can see certain things you can grow out of, but like, to me, it's like, if you like something, and I don't mean this like, there's things I liked for a couple weeks, like the band Great White, I liked them a couple weeks, And I went to the show and I was like, unimpressed, disappointed. There's things that I like, there's things that you like as a kid that you don't have to like everything, but I just noticed this trend, this very relevant trend that I see amongst people in this age group and amongst people, because I see adults, and to be fair, a lot of people that are really cued in have kind of like saying, yeah, I still love Iron Maiden, blah, 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 There's certain people, like when metal got popular again, like 2004, it was starting to go in that direction anyways, but I think 2004 is like the moment where it's like, yeah, metal's back, you know what I mean? 2003, 2004, whatever, 2005, when the metalcore started to get big. So I think there's a certain bias that certain people, certain Generation Xers have towards metal as like this juvenile thing that they got into, and they grow up and they're not into it anymore, and they're into better music like rap or pop or whatever the hell. And it just kind of bothers me, because like, what is motivating you to be like this? And there still is bias last today, and this is kind of a thing that happened with a lot of these like metal musicians from the night, like they were in the 80s and the 90s who went grunge, like Jeff Tate, for example. He went, he got into the grunge thing with Chris DeGarmo, and he never got out of it, because you could still hear like the Soundgarden-ish like riff on a lot of his solo albums and stuff. He got a little less, he's like, he denied metal for years. Like, I liked Flock of Seagulls more than Iron Maiden. And then he's like, oh, Iron Maiden's a classic band. Oh, I love them. Yeah. He's like in denial about it, and it's what makes me want to punch people in the face. But yeah, this whole thing. This is the real interesting part about my little thing, because when I'm just gonna say it, and I'm not like that great. Obviously, that I'm not that great with the fairer sex at this point in my life, especially. Want to get better, but there's certain things. Okay, when I've had girlfriends, usually they were 5 to 10 years. When I've had long-term girlfriends, and when I've dated around and stuff, they're like 5 to 10 years plus, sometimes younger. And so they're basically most of them have been millennials. I mean, the majority have been millennials, not Generation X, and definitely not anything like that. That's just the way it is because I'm already on the cusp. So there's a difference between the Generation X view on metal and the millennials or even Z view on metal. Because you'll see a playlist from someone. You'll be at some girl's house, let's say. You'll be sleeping over in her room like this. This is a real experience. And she'll have like some Aussie stuff on her playlist, and then she'll have like some ska or whatever, or some rap, or The Weekend or whatever the hell. I'm just saying, like just, and they'll be like, she'll like, oh, I love Ozzy. Yeah, I like this stuff. Yeah, I like this. Like there's not like that bias. Like, oh, I used to listen to that stuff when I was way more unenlightened. Now I like really crappy auto-tune rap. Like this whole like mentality is just so, dare I say the word, retarded. I'm just like, these women that I've dated, like this girl, one of my exes, she like loved Danzig because like she's like, oh, her favorite bands are like Joy Division, KMFDM. I guess KMFDM are ostensibly metal a lot of the time, but like she wasn't a metalhead. She's like, oh, I'm gonna get all the Danzig albums and stuff like that. And it's like, would you Generation X person? Even one of my ex-girlfriends said this too. It's like, that's stuff I liked when I was in college. Like all the college music. I like what the hell did she like? God, I don't even fucking remember what it was. I think it was Kanye West. It's like she acted like all that stuff was like inferior, degenerate art when she listened to like Kanye West. Like, I don't, not all the stuff he did was bad. I'm not going to say that, but I'm just saying, like, it's like when you meet a millennial, like, especially I've been talking about people like that were this age, 10 years younger. Like some people are, oh yeah, I listen to that. Oh yeah, I love that. You'll meet them and they'll be more reasonable about metal. They won't be like having these guidelines, And I just hate that. I just hate it, and it's so dumb, and I can't explain it. I don't know what it is about my subset of the generation that I'm in, maybe a little bit older, because my friend, when he mentioned the guy, his neighbor, I think he was a little bit older, Generation X, and I don't know what it is, but they're more open-minded in some ways about music and about metal. This is just the thing I've seen. If you meet someone that's born in, I think 83 is probably I would say 83 is a cutoff point, honestly. Like 83 and up, but born in 83 and up, and going into that, they will be open-minded about metal more to an extent than people born in 78 or 77, 76, 79, 80. It's like, and even like this old podcast I was part of, it's like, I used to like metal. It's like music that you like. And this is the whole thing. It's like the plurality of younger people. I'm giving younger people some credit. The plurality of a lot of them that I've met. They'll like some metal. They'll like some of this. They'll like some of that. They won't delineate, like saying, this is my metal period. I was a Hesher. Like when I went to this alternative school, these kids said that they liked the Beastie Boys instead. They liked techno instead, and they were like Rage Against the Machine. They were so superior against the Iron Maiden fan. Yeah, I'm so great. I got busted for drug dealing. Oh, I'm so great. Oh, or I narked on someone. In this guy's case, yeah, fuck you. You're being an idiot. And maybe some people I know have said some things from time to time here, and I don't care. I'm bashing them. I'm going to bash anybody. It's all open. It's all open targets for me to destroy. Not destroy, but you know what I mean. Like this whole idea, this whole concept of this weird turnaround, turnabout, turncoat-ism about heavy metal. It's like, it's just so stupid. I just find it so dumb. Just say, oh yeah, I like some metal. Yeah, that's cool, Don't like talk about your metal phase or metal period as it's like, I'm so ashamed. Because now I'm more sophisticated. It's so fucking pretentious. It's more fucking pretentious than a huge Stonehenge on stage, or, anything that heavy metal has ever done. Being like so superior to my old metal self. Fuck off. Okay, you're fucking... Who gives a shit? That's what I'm trying to say. Who cares? You like some metal. Just say that you like metal. Don't say it, make it this diatribe that you used to like metal, or maybe you did change. I don't know. But it seems like this generational thing. Like I said, time and time again, I've met people like this. Now, there were some that turned back, after, high school, or early 2000s or whatever, when they were like bashing metal at that time. They're like, I do like Iron Maiden. I'm going to their next show. Oh, by golly gee, they do kind of turn back into that, like, or they deny. Well, the worst thing is when they deny it. They deny they never were into metal, like, or never disliked metal. That's really annoying too. It's a phenomenon I've seen too. I've seen all sorts of weird things people say, and I'm not trying to be like, I hate these people, I wish them harm or something. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I bless them. I wish them very good tidings in life. Amen. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that I'm mad about this point. It's a rant about these people saying these stupid things because they're dumb. It's dumb shit. But the people that are younger, that's what I'm saying. Millennials and Z. You might meet a girl that's a Z and she has all tattoos and stuff and reserves herself as Z, Zamzer, whatever the fuck, and like reads critical race theory books and like marching all the BLM marches and burn down the town or something, but she'll have like a Slayer song on her playlist and she won't give a shit. Like my ex-girlfriend, like, Burzum. She was a fan of Burzum. I mean, she was like the most politically correct woke activist type you can meet. So this is my whole point, is like, who gives a shit what you listen to? You're not a better person by saying you used to like metal. I used to like it. I'm so embarrassed about that period of time I had. Fuck off. That's about all.